On the morning of July 12, 2019, the small Georgia town of Hawthorn was rocked by news that Elijah Greene, a 26-year-old black man, had been found hanging from a tree in what police quickly ruled a suicide. But something didn't add up, and journalist Ava Torres was the only one willing to risk everything to find the truth. Ava Torres was used to chasing whispers. As a freelance investigative journalist, she'd covered everything from corporate fraud in Chicago to police corruption in Atlanta. But Hawthorn, Georgia? It wasn't on any map that mattered. When she arrived, the heat hung thick and suspicious stares met her at every corner. Hawthorn was the kind of town where everyone knew everyone and everyone wanted secrets to stay buried. "I heard he was troubled," the waitress said, pouring coffee at a rundown diner. "Elijah?" Ava asked, sliding her recorder slightly closer. "Quiet boy. Kept to himself. But you know how those people are, always brooding." "Those people." Ava clenched her jaw. She'd heard it too many times. 5 years earlier, Elijah Greene and Trevor McCall had been best friends. One black, one white. Both 21, both dreamers, both hungry to escape Hawthorn. Elijah was studying criminal justice at Georgia State. Trevor worked at his father's hardware store but dreamed of joining the police academy. They were inseparable until Elijah got pulled over by local deputies on his way home from college. Despite doing nothing wrong, he was cuffed and beaten. He tried filing a report. Trevor told him not to. "It's not worth it, man," Trevor had said. "Just let it go. You don't want to make enemies." But Elijah did file a report, and from that day on, nothing was the same. Back in 2019, Ava found Elijah's mother, Dolores, in a quiet cul-de-sac on the edge of town. She opened the door with red-rimmed eyes and trembling hands. "They said he hung himself," Dolores said. But Elijah wouldn't. He wouldn't. Was he depressed? Ava asked gently. Dolores shook her head. He just got accepted into a master's program. He was happy. Focused. But he was scared. Scared of what? They kept following him. Cars parked outside. Men in uniforms knocking at midnight, asking questions. Ava wrote everything down. Something stank, and it wasn't Elijah's story. It was the town's. Ava found Trevor McCall working as a rookie police officer in a nearby county. "You knew Elijah Greene," she said, shoving a recorder into his face. He blinked. "Yeah, we were friends. That was years ago. You were also one of the last people to see him alive." Trevor's face went pale. "Where'd you hear that?" "Elijah had a call log. You called him 2 hours before he died." He looked away. "I didn't do anything wrong." "Did you hang him, Trevor?" "No," he snapped. Then his voice softened. "But I didn't stop it either." Ava leaned forward. "What happened?" Trevor looked like a dam about to break. "He told me he'd found evidence of tampered reports. Beatings. Arrests without cause. Deputies covering up misconduct. He had names. Videos. He was going to the media. And they found out." Trevor handed Ava a flash drive. "I should have stopped them. I should have spoken up. But I was scared." "What's on this?" "Everything." Inside a dingy motel room that night, Ava loaded the drive. Videos of body cam footage mysteriously turned off. Audio of Elijah pleading during his wrongful arrest. Internal emails marked delete. And the worst, a grainy clip of 2 deputies pulling Elijah into a squad car hours before he died. Ava published the exposé under the title "The Price of Silence." The internet exploded. National outlets picked it up. The FBI reopened the case. Trevor turned state's witness. 2 deputies were indicted. A grand jury concluded Elijah Greene's death was not a suicide, but a modern lynching disguised as self-harm. Dolores Greene finally got her son's name cleared. But Hawthorn never forgave Ava or Trevor. The silence had been broken, but the price had been high. Epilogue. Ava stood alone at Elijah's grave the following spring, the Georgia sun warm on her face. Beneath the headstone, a quote from Elijah's journal. Truth doesn't beg for permission. It kicks down the door and waits for no one.